Today we're going to be looking into Union number 1. Written by Mike Heisler with art by Mark Texeira, also co-created by Jim Lee. The Stormwatch team has been called to investigate the destruction of a small town. But the responsible party doesn't take long to show himself, and his name is Union. Battalion lets Union know that they have been chasing a murderer whose energy levels match that of Union's. And now Union is being blamed for the destruction of this town, but Union has to stop and remember where this all began for himself. 6 months ago, a woman named Jill Monroe is watching the weather in Old Town, Maine. She sees a green streak in the sky plummeting towards the earth. And amidst the rubble, she sees a figure collapse. Against her better judgment, Jill heads out onto the ice to try to rescue him. But Union can't hear Jill as his mind is elsewhere. He is having visions of his lover, Aaliyah. She calls him Omen and tells him that their war against the Directorate is over and now they can live happily ever after. But that fairy tale vision doesn't last very long. And soon Union finds himself completely engulfed in flames. Meanwhile, Jill continues to care for him. Until finally he wakes up screaming. Union wants to know where he is, and he questions her as to why she does not recognize he is part of the Protectorate. But before he can do anything else, he collapses from being weak. And Jill lets him know that they are snowed in, so they will be spending lots of time together indoors. Union passes the next few days reading up on Earth and learning about our history and our culture. But even as Jill begins to appreciate his company, Union grows impatient as he still waits for his powers to return. Later on, they're trying to enjoy a peaceful afternoon at the beach. But Jill tells Union that she's tired of hearing how he can fly and she hasn't even seen it yet. So he decides to don his uniform once again. As time continues to pass, the two begin to fall in love, and they even try to have some semblance of a normal life. But even that doesn't last very long, as one day Union sees something horrible on the TV. 2 Directorate soldiers have come looking for him, so he must go face them. So after the two share a tearful goodbye, Union flies off into the night. Union finishes recounting his story, and he also tells them that the Directorate criminals he was after self-destructed and destroyed this town. But there's only one problem with his story. Battalion doesn't believe him. Then suddenly, in the middle of battle, Stormwatch is called away by the Red Cross for an emergency. Some children are trapped in a collapsed basement, and as the battalion puts a force field around them, Fuji tries to dig them out, but then he finds himself falling under the collapsed rubble. Hellstrike prepares to rescue them, but Union tells him his powers may cause an explosion, so Union heads after them instead. Then Union emerges with both the children and Fuji. Afterwards, Battalion reluctantly lets Union leave. And then he wastes no time getting reunited with Jill. Meanwhile, out in space, aboard a seemingly normal weather satellite, a lone figure monitors the situation of the destroyed town, knowing that it had a group of secret Directorate soldiers. We see that it is Regent, and he now plots against those who took his soldiers. And there you have Union number 1. This is another one that I did not follow growing up. I actually only saw Union during crossovers. I always got the sense that Union was kind of supposed to be like Wildstorm's version of Green Lantern, so I always liked the idea of the Justice Stone and also the blue staffs. I thought it was different enough. Again, I love these early days of Image and Wildstorm where you just have teams and characters crossing over, so it was fun to see Stormwatch in here, and also that they reused Regent because I really liked his first appearance. So stay tuned for the rest of these issues, so be sure if you like the video hit like and please subscribe because I'll be doing more of the old Wildstorm stuff as well as the sporadic new appearances of the characters in the DCU. So until then, we'll see you next time.